Their sentence, the sentence date is October 3rd, so he's staying in there. So far, he's going to stay in there until that.
How much time has he already done?
Like a year. Been there about
maybe a year and a half.
So
I
he
think.
may get
out.
Time served.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I knew when Trump won that Diddy was going to get out.
Indeed.
Yeah, money means something in this country, and I don't think people understand the full gist of that, but money means something in this country. If you got some money, I believe he was in there because he pissed somebody off, but with the right amount of money, he can fix that.
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor. I just want you to know that you watching You Just Got Juiced reactions. Don't forget, you got the juice now.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got the Juice, and we are back at it again for another live reaction video. If this is your first time here at the channel, let me say thank you guys for checking out this small channel and helping me grow. Just started doing this journey back in January, and as of right now we have already passed 2,500 subscribers. So big ups to all you guys for showing this small channel some love. Last week Corey kind of dived into the Diddy trial, but he didn't really want to give too much opinion on it without hearing the verdict. So now, after knowing what the verdict is, we're going to see what Corey's opinion is on this matter. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video.
Yeah.
Somebody said Corey gonna be in the Diddy disguise.
The Diddy disguise.
What's that?
That's about to
Take baby oil all over my face.
He's going to start dancing. He's trying to do that step. You can wear a little Sean John two-piece.
The Diddy disguise. I want to know more about that.
Oh, my God.
You guys been following that?
Man, what the hell's a Diddy disguise?
I haven't really, because the politics with that stuff, I just know. I know he had a lot of money. Was he found guilty of that charge where they could take his money? Because one of them charges, he did. Oh, well, he good then.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
He'll be fine.
Well, their sentence, the sentence date is October 3rd, so he's staying in there. So far, he's going to stay in there until that.
That's crazy, bro.
Like a year. Been there about
Maybe a year and a half.
So
I
he
think.
He may get out.
That's wild.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I knew when Trump won that Diddy was going to get out.
I mean, it's not wild that he's staying in jail. Well, it is wild that he's staying in jail for a prostitution charge, but is it wrong that he's staying in jail for all the things that he done throughout his life? No. Is it wrong he's staying in jail for that charge? Yes. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But if we being real, he need to be in jail, honestly. So I'm not even mad at that. But the fact that they're keeping his ass in jail after all the time that he did already, just for a simple prostitution charge, man, they playing with that man in his face, and like the damage is already done. Even when he comes out, well, I'm not going to say that, because we see how people was with R. Kelly. They still supported R. Kelly, and that's kind of weird. And it's like I said, it's like R. Kelly 2.0. It's like it was always rumors about Diddy being suspect from the early 90s all the way up. You know, we just ain't had internet back then, but we heard stories. But we probably just thought that we probably thought people was joking, or people were just gossiping. But at some point in time in our lives, we heard allegations about R. Kelly and Diddy and Jay-Z. So it's like, but yet we still support them even when all the evidence comes out. Like even with this Jay-Z thing, like now Jay-Z is forced to take the DNA test for that dude that keeps saying that's his son. It's like now it's court ordered. So it's like a lot of things just about to start coming out the light. But when they do come into the light, why do we not turn it like? Why aren't we turning our head and like why are we still supporting these people? And then that's the one part I'm getting confused as us as a culture as a whole, because it's like it don't make sense. Like man, we don't like it just don't make sense. Like when y'all watch the news and y'all see these white pedophiles getting caught, like man, like people be like disgusted with that or irritated or they be happy like he got caught. But when there's a rich celebrity that does it on the black side, we still like cheering these people on, and it's just I'm just puzzled by it.
Indeed.
Yeah, money means something in this country, and I don't think people understand the full gist of that. But money means something in this country. If you got some money, I believe he was in there because he pissed somebody off. But with the right amount of money, he can fix that.
Yep. Yep.
Money fix things.
Definitely. He tried to sue the wrong person and
Yeah,
didn't work out.
Or threaten or something, yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
This is quite a treat to have the doctor here because if anybody who don't know, Dr. Rachel helps get you right, especially the fellas who are broken. And Dr. Rachel, more of us are broken than you can imagine. I believe something is happening in what we're consuming that are breaking us. And it's not easy for men to talk about, hey, I don't function no more. Because I was talking to a friend of mine, which I won't say his name, and he was talking about going to get this thing done. It's a procedure because his friend did it where he has some type of pump put in to control his erection.
What?
I heard about this.
I heard about that. Dr. Rachel, what do you know about this pump, and do you advise or ill-advise? I know you ill-advise it.
Yeah,
bro.
you know that's like the last
What?
resort. Now there are some guys who just
So you
aren't
walk
going to be able
around
to
and
get
just-
erection and who are going to need a transplant. You know,
Like
and
what?
to go surgically like that. But really, the gentlemen that I work with and have worked with in the past, I mean, there's always room for improvement. You just have to figure out what went wrong in the first place and really fix that. And so I think for those guys who just say, "Oh, I just got to get that," they've tried Viagra, and then after that, they're like, "Well, the Viagra stopped."
I'm
This is my
confused.
only
Okay,
thing.
this must be an
But
older
when
guy
you-
thing.
Once you understand the
I
mechanism
ain't get
behind
that
why
yet.
the Viagra stopped in the first place and what the Viagra was even doing,
Nah,
then
bro.
you know that's my whole thing. You educate guys on what's really happening so that they can understand that there's so much that goes into your erection that if you start to fix the things that possibly went wrong, you can have improvement. Because guys can really get hard all the way up into their 90s. You know, the erection isn't going to be like,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna
be a
like
90s
more
guy
like-
hard.
Yeah, you know.
Come here.
Stop. I have a good question.
Wet burrito hard. Like, yeah, something in there. but
Wet
this ain't
burrito.
I have a question.
Wet toquito hard.
What is the majority of the problem? Like when you just said that they've gone through everything, let's just say that diet, things like that. At the end game where it's like nothing's working, what really was the problem? Like what is the most one that you...
Yeah, I would say the biggest issue is that, you know, erections are blood flow issues. So if you have diabetes, hypertension, things like that, we already know that you have diseased blood vessels. So then what you have to do is heal blood vessels. But what we don't realize is that when you have a diseased blood vessel, that whole blood vessel, the whole integrity of it can change within 120 days, you know? The lining of the blood vessels can change. Everything can change. So even though those blood vessels are weak, they can repair themselves. And so something called nitric oxide kind of fuels the dilation and the relaxation of the blood vessels. So if blood vessels get hard and stiff like this, then you don't get hard and stiff, because they can't relax and expand and fill with blood to kind of get things where they need to be. And so you have to really start the process of healing the blood vessels and how the blood vessels respond to what's happening around
And
them.
what's the typical start? What do you
No,
do?
she
typical
said
start.
something. What was that stuff you said?
Nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide.
People drink that?
Yeah. So no, nitric oxide is a molecule that our body makes. And actually, the guy who discovered
I think
nitric
he
oxide,
he
won the
thought he
Nobel
see
Peace
some of that
Prize
gas.
the year he discovered it, because we knew there was something that controlled the relaxation of the blood vessels, but nobody could really isolate what it was. So it's nitric oxide, and particularly people of African descent. You know, we're always like, gosh, my mama has hypertension, my daddy has hypertension. Why does so many of us have hypertension? Well, it goes back to the blood vessel health. And so when you're in your 20s, you're making tons of nitric oxide. Every decade of life, you know, your ability to make nitric oxide decreases, and that's everybody. But in our community, there's an enzyme that really kind of stops working and slows down, so that we're not making nitric oxide the way that we should, so those blood vessels don't expand and relax in the same way. And so it becomes deadly if you just throw a Viagra at it. Ooh. Because even though Viagra is modulating or controlling kind of nitric oxide, keeping it around a little more, what it's not doing is it's not fixing anything. So that's why, you know, you'll see a young guy, you know, he'll be 45, 50, have a stroke or heart attack, and nobody ever asked that question, well, did he take a Viagra recently or anything like that? And for me...
So, like Kevin Samuels, was that Viagra? Who knows?
Practicing in the clinic, you know, growing up practicing medicine in Gary, Indiana, all my patients were black. And what I noticed is, you know, my mom and I were setting aside the Viagra and the Cialis and the Levitra for the guys because, you know, we want everyone to be doing what they'd like to do and, you know, procreating and just creating magic in the bedroom. But what I would notice is those guys who were coming in, Doc, can I get some more Viagra? They were having strokes and heart attacks and things like that. And so that's really kind of what got me on this trajectory to help heal naturally without having to just throw Viagra at it. And you know, Viagra, the generics in the honey packs, it's in the gas station pills. They're just calling it something different and hiding it in, and that's why they work so well. So you've gotta, you know, if you're gonna use those every now and then, I mean, I think that could potentially be okay, but when you're chronically using them, it's just a ticking time bomb, you know?
Could the quality of the vagina be the problem?
Yes, absolutely.
Wait. Y'all heard what she said.
Yes, the quality of the vagina, the quality of the relationship, the quality of all of that impacts it. So that's what I was saying. So much goes in that getting hard and staying hard. It's, you know, it's the mental thing. It's the relationship. It's who it is. That's why it's so easy if you're in a long-term relationship if you get somebody new, you're like, oh, it works just fine with this person. Well, yeah, because it's easy. That's easy. So what we want to do is make it easy with the person you're with, because you know there is something magical about the power of two. But I always ask guys, I was like, okay, so you're having ED. I was like, is it with your current partner that you've been with for a while? Is it with everybody? Is it when you're masturbating and just watching movies? Like, when is this happening? Because that helps you isolate, you know, and pinpoint what some of the problems are. Yeah.
Is there a medical way to tell a woman,
You got trash box?
bitch, your tongue dry? Is there a medical way to say that?
Got it.
Look at D-face.
Well, yeah, you could. You could say, you know.
Is that a comforter in your mouth, man? What the fuck is going on?
Have you been taking antihistamine? Do you have any allergies?
Is that what it's from?
Or they're smokers.
Oh my God, because it's my asthma, bitch. God damn.
That's right. Say, I think it is drying out your mouth and other parts of your body. So what maybe we should do is look into how we could mitigate. Use that word, mitigate.
I didn't even know that. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell her, baby, you got to have an asthma attack so we could be happy, because that thing is drying your mouth out. What? What? I'm just saying. You don't know the light you just opened up. This is so worth it. If you're watching, it's not your fault. It's because of the asthma. God damn it. Damn.
Well, medication, even Claritin, Allegra, you know, all of those things actually can impact your erection. It can impact dryness, all of that stuff. So,
So
yeah,
you got to get
gotta
the
always look
dead
at the
blood out
medication.
your penis.
Well,
Your
get the
body.
dead blood. Well, you got to get your blood vessels healthy. One thing you do want to do always is look at, well, what medications am I taking? Could the medications be playing into this issue too?
People with asthma
because a lot
got
of
dry
hypertension
mouth.
meds particularly can interfere with sexual health. Antidepressants can interfere with sexual health. Even Zantac and Prilosec for reflux can interfere with sexual health for both men and women. So a lot of times, too, it's the medication that you're taking. So you really have to pull back and figure out, well, what is the problem here? And don't just race straight to getting an implant.
Jeez.
Well, my homeboy, he's 60, well, late 60s.
Yeah.
And he's at that point where he's like, because he knows somebody else that has an implant.
And he
And the
told
guy
him it
was
was
bragging
wonderful.
on it.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, man, I'm in control again. And, you know, I'm saying, and this guy, look, I can't say his name because they're going to come on my show because it's so funny
Oh my
to
gosh,
hear
we
him
know
talk.
him?
These are guys.
Is he going to talk about it on the show?
Yeah, because
good.
he's proud of his
Oh,
pump.
the guy who
Yeah.
had it fixed. I thought the guy that
He's
had the
proud of
problem.
his pump. He says because he was saying he was having problems with, and he's a guy who used to make a living.
Doing it.
Yeah, and he said he couldn't do it no more.
Former porn star?
Yeah, that too.
That too. That too.
Did it all.
Yeah.
That's
And,
what it looks like?
What is that?
Those are the chambers. So then those.
I thought they was for the
those
jump start a
actually
car.
Go into the corpora, or the channels that fill with blood naturally. They kind of go in there and support it. And so when you're ready to have an erection, usually now the button is in the testicle area.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He got a Reebok pump.
Yeah,
He got a Reebok pump set. That's what I said. You got a Reebok pump set. Hold on, bitch. You ain't ready for this. I wonder, do you pump it from the back to hide it, or do you just pump it in front of it? Watch this.
You can get very creative with it. You can go to the bathroom and come back out with one, But actually prep is important. So, like even at women as we mature in life, you can actually take and put a little lubricant on before you come out of the bathroom, and it'll seem like it's naturally yours. So
What did you say, Doc? Now you finally said something I agree. I got to disagree with. They do what to make it seem natural?
Yeah, so you can actually, because, you should use lube. You should have some lube. Everybody should have a little lube close by. Right. So you can go to the bathroom and come out, and you just put some lube right inside. And so you come out, and it's nice and juicy, and it feels like it was naturally there.
But no, Doc, if you are a freaky man,
Yes.
you know what lube tastes like.
Yeah, it tastes
In fact,
Yeah,
you be like,
that's why-
"Hey, the fuck is this?"
Use coconut
It
oil.
tastes
Coconut
terrible.
oil is good.
But, you don't have to put it all,
In.
slather
Right,
it
yeah.
all in
Did you say
there.
slather it? I
Yeah,
like that
you don't
word,
wanna
Doc.
Slather it all over
Gather
the
the
thing.
slather.
You know,
Right.
That's
you,
too- yeah.
you're actually doing more of just actually going inside and just, making it.
Giving a little bit of help.
Here's the thing, naturally as time goes by, moisture is going to dry up. That's just life. I give it long enough and the moisture is, you said dry mouth, there's also dry vagina.
What
And
happens
so,
there?
What happens? Well,
You said does it happen with age? Because
Yes.
I knew girls who were 19 that I paid for. that I knew. And I'm just saying, it's like,
yeah, but see, too, just think about it. Friction is going to, even if you're naturally juicy there, just enough friction is going to get the juices away. And so if you have lube sitting by, then she's comfortable. Because if you think back, those days where you guys went for hours and hours and hours, the next day she disappears.
Right.
She don't want to have sex with you again for like a week. She's avoiding you. She's like, just taste it, because she's chafed and raw down there now because there wasn't any lube close by. So if you want to have long sessions like that, you keep some lube close by because then the next day she's still going to want you to do it again. Otherwise,
such
it's
a
so
sweetheart.
irritating.
Sex over 15 minutes is immature.
Yeah.
say that again?
Sex over 15 minutes is immature.
15 or 15?
Dang,
15.
Greg.
15.
Sex over 15, what?
Sex over 15 minutes is immature.
Well, sometimes Netflix is on. And you just sit back there, and if you're paying attention to an action movie, it's harder to have an orgasm. You're just looking at the
So
movie
you-
while you're back there
You just
pumping.
right to it, huh, Craig?
They
You
need a
didn't know
pump
lovey-dovey.
for saggy breath. You know what I mean?
No, they need to change the pump part from the sack
Yeah.
to the ear. You be, oh, baby. blow it up like this. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. A pump in your
Get a
ball
Bluetooth
sack.
set. Get a Bluetooth dick pump.
A robotic spine so you can control her neck when she get
Or maybe a code word where you want
keep her
you,
mouth open.
like if you ready to fuck? Omaha. And then,
And it start doing it by itself. Oh my God. No.
That's crazy.
Now they're gonna develop that.
But you see, if you're gonna do an ear pump, you see that tube. It's gotta be implanted in your body and all the way up to
it's
your
gotta
ear.
be.
you just got to get it done
Oh,
right.
it's
Like
gotta
you
go-
got to get one of the guys that
mean?
work
You
for
gotta
Home
put
Depot,
something on your
not the
body.
guys outside.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
if
saying
you're
because
gonna do
that's
the
where
ear
the
pump,
the pump
because
has to
the
be.
pump-
You have to reach it.
Yeah, it's
So
gotta
you're
be
pumping
right
your
like
own
the
stuff up.
testicles,
That's
so
what
it's
that pump
short.
was.
So you gotta have it in your ear too?
No,
What
what he
Corey
the way
was
he said it.
suggesting, he said if you put it in your ears,
See, look, there's the pump. Yeah, that's not very
See,
long.
You got
Niggas say
room
you
inside
gotta
your
have it.
body for that.
Man, I would never, ever get no shit like that done to me. I'd rather just go out with the soggy meat, man, than get a pump installed into my ball sack. That's crazy. Anyway, what y'all feel about this? I learned something. God damn it, learned some stuff I didn't want to learn, but I learned something today. Hopefully y'all did too. Leave y'all comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. And yeah, appreciate you guys for subscribing. And don't forget, you guys got the juice now, and we are out of here. Boop, 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 boop.